Hello, hello. This is Mr. Ryan, the Yinzer therapist here again. Oh, that glare from the window is ridiculous. Well, I am at it again, trying to challenge myself to get outside my comfort zone. Trying again to get in the habit of performing a weekly mindfulness, mental health kind of talk show thingamajig. There's not enough mental health support in this world. There's not enough people that are going to ever be able to enter my office and get good outpatient therapy. Platforms like this one on YouTube will allow me to reach a whole wide audience, a whole lot of people that would never ever get the opportunity to be here and to work with me. So I got a new fancy microphone. Step one, I still got to get a new fancy camera. That'll help. But just trying to do the thing, especially when I get a cancellation. I had a 1 o'clock session that was not able to make it today. I got nothing really else to do. Caught up on the billing, caught up on the notes. So what is left then is something along these lines. So really, the main goal of today is to continue to get comfortable with my brand new instrument here, a hand pan. This is a $150 version off of Temu. They were supposedly selling it for $1,000, and I got it for 80% off, as their marketing will lead you to believe. It definitely does not sound as nice as the really big, expensive ones, but it will allow me to get started and get the practice going. It'll at least allow me to get in the habit and get the motivation. If I can continue to do things like this and promote myself and get this thing off the ground, who knows? Maybe there will be wonderful viewers out there that would like to donate to the cause and help me get a really nice, expensive one. Right. So, what we're going to do here for the first part of today's show is I'm going to mess around and play this thing for about 5 minutes or so. For anyone that is tuning in or will tune in or sees this, what I want you to do while I'm playing this um, is work hard to sit, lay down wherever you're at, and focus on your senses. Just be. Focus on your sight, what you can hear, what you can see, what you can feel, what you can taste, what you can hear. Focus on those senses. Perhaps more importantly, focus on how hard it is just to do that, just be. Let's not think about work. Let's not think about the kids and the sports and the errand running. Let's not think about our bills and our finances and our credit card debt. Um, let's take 5 minutes to just be, to just exist. And let's see how it goes. I will say that I've owned this hand pan for all of 3 days. Um, so if it does not sound good, it does not flow, it does not work, okay. If anybody watching this knows how to play a hand pan and would like to give me some lessons, please do. I am more than willing to hear and learn from anybody. I have got a couple things going on online, some free lessons and stuff that I found, but still really much self-taught. And I am not a musician. I have no idea what musical theory is at all. We're going to work on changing some of that as well. But for now, for the next 5 minutes, I want us to just be, just exist. Focus on those senses, what you can see, hear, touch, taste. I, for whatever reason, can never name all 5 of them without skipping one. So yeah, we know our senses. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing here. I got the little timer up there in the corner. So we're going to spend about 5 minutes. We'll see how this goes, see how it sounds, and then we'll see what else we can do for this mindfulness moment. So here we go. See, one of the hardest parts for me is it's really big in my lap because I haven't lost all that weight. I need one that's a little taller and a little shorter because these notes are over here. 30 seconds left. I think I actually went over a little 5 minutes. Wherever you are. This is when we start wanting to come back to earth. Well, that was fun. I don't know how it sounded. Who knows? It might have sounded really good, might have sounded really bad. I'll have to watch the playback. It's one of the other reasons why I'm doing this video. Is really just trying to see how it all sounds. I know I got to get a better camera still. Working on that. Man, one of the biggest things about drumming for me is I got to take my wedding ring off. And that feels really weird. Okay. So one of the goals here is to really start finding a way to offer a mental health workshop for businesses, individuals, companies, groups, organizations, schools, um, you name it, right? I really want to take the coping skill development skills, the ability to teach people how to manage their stress. I want to take it out of my therapy office and take it to the world. I really feel that I can practice my routine, practice what the workshop would look like through this kind of medium. Um, we'll see. We'll see if I can stick with it and keep going. I tried there for a while of doing Wednesdays at 3, and that quickly with my schedule changed, and I never didn't have that gap available anymore. Um, Trying to do something when I got cancellations is tough because when I get a cancellation, it's kind of like, oh man, I can take a nap, I can go for a walk. There's a lot of other things I can do in the work. So trying to find a consistent time to be here has been increasingly difficult. But it's definitely something that I want to keep working on. I want to keep putting my message out there and hope that I find some co-collaborators, some co-conspirators, some people that share the same image, the same ideas, and are willing to work together. Right? I'm going to need help with web design, marketing, booking. There's a lot of different facets drumming lessons, to teach me actual music theory. So I know what chords and notes and things are, right? Um, there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle still, but I got the mental health side on lock. And I think that's a big component here, is getting people outside that comfort zone, challenging them to make those investments in themselves, being brave. I am just played the handpan technically for the worldwide audience 3 days after getting it. It is a $150 version off of Temu. It is not that good of a handpan, but it's where I can start, right? It's where I can start now. It's where I can start building, right? Um, so we'll just keep going from there. I think in terms of making sure we take this as that mindfulness moment, I'm really interested to see, for those of us that were able to sit and listen to while I was playing, that were, trying to focus on their senses, that were trying to just exist and not allow their thoughts to run rampant. How successful were you? Right? Was it easy? Was it hard? Were there certain thoughts that just kept trying to penetrate your psyche? Um, were there certain to-do lists and to-do items, or things you had to get done that you just couldn't stop thinking about? Did your mind go completely blank? Right? Were you able just to focus on my horrible playing and how bad it sounds? Right? Uh, please, if you're watching this, leave a comment, put something in the chat. Let me know how it was for you. Did it go well? Was it easy? Was it hard? For those of us that meditate all the time, it might have been pretty easy. For those that have never done a breathing exercise, just existing with just our senses might have been one of the hardest things to do. It can be really difficult, right? One of the things that I really want to make sure that I take time in these mindfulness moments to stress, is the importance of vagus nerve stimulation. It's one of my newest ADHD hyperfixations. What I have found for working with clients is it's a very accessible coping skill, one that does not take a lot of training, a lot of ritual, a lot of setup. You don't necessarily need a quiet environment like you might with meditation. Sometimes a room can be full of distractions, right? But just stimulating that vagus nerve can be a game changer. So I've been trying to at least hit a half-hour mark here. We've been going for 15 minutes now. So for the next period, I want to spend some time working on that vagus nerve. So what we're going to do here is practice some of our brain humming, right? It's a very simple thing with a lot of benefit to it. The basic, hum, right, is where we'll start, right? So if you're watching this, please give me a good right. You want to feel that vibration, right? And remember, do what you can. Meet yourself where you're at. You don't have to go as long or as short as I am. You don't have to match my tone in any way, shape, or form. I'm probably very off key, right? The point is to get that vibrating in your jaw, in your face, and then that sends it through that vagus nerve, which is connected from the brain to the stomach, right? The butterflies we get when we're anxious, the pit in our stomach when we get nervous and we're scared, the feeling in our chest when we get angry, right? A lot of that is our vagus nerve. So it can be a very, very important thing to utilize. The biggest way I explain it to my clients is it's vowel sounds with on the end of it, right? Sounds very simple, and there is a lot more science behind it all. I'm sure, if you're interested, I can point you in the right direction for all of that. But we're keeping things simple. We're not going to get bogged down in technicalities on these features. We want to get to the good stuff, right? If you're interested in the science, we can go there. But for now, we're just going to start with the basics. We're already kind of established the right. So now we're going to add an A in front of it, right? So it's going to be like a then again. One more time. Hey. Okay. Another easy intro one that I like to start my clients with is E. So it's E. Right? So again, E. One more time. E. Okay. And then what's real cool is that then you can combine those vowel sounds and have a whole do rather, a whole sound sequence as they would call it, right? So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna do A into E and then end it with an M, right? So here we go. A one more time. All right. So if you're able to follow along and attempt those, let's take a moment and just kind of see how the body feels. Do you notice anything different? I know for me, often when I do these, my hands get tingly, right? And I can feel the vibrations in my chest and my head. It really does make a big difference. Um, we are closing in on the 20-minute mark, which is probably 20 minutes more than I thought I'd get done in here today. This is definitely just another kind of pilot tester episode, trying to see where we can take these things. It'd be great to see. This is like a time capsule kind of thing, kind of identify where it all started, because I am committed to teaching mental health and spreading the importance of mental health, and really, really helping anybody I can get themselves right, get their life looking how they want it to look. We live in a very toxic, chaotic, stressful, crazy time. Mental health is more important now and in a lot of ways, right? It's definitely something we really got to stay focused on and pay attention to. It's something that we need to invest more in. So I'm working hard to do my part and promote that, right? So as we wrap up here today, I should have brought this over. Give me a sec. We're going to wrap up today. This is kind of how I either want to start these mindfulness moments or maybe end them. I haven't really decided on which end I want to do this. But one of the things that I do when I enter my office every day is I use my little Tibetan singing bowl. And again, much like my hand pan, this is the joy of raising kids. You don't got a lot of money for that extras. So you get what you can get. So I got this little tiny guy, but it does the job, right? So what I like to do, because I'm a big wrestling fan, is I like to give it a 10 bell salute. I do that to honor those who are no longer with us, those that are suffering. It allows me for a moment of silence and gratitude, for still kicking, for these being the kind of problems that I get to have, right? There are a lot worse things in the world. So that's what I'm going to do here today. Now with the microphone, it doesn't quite pick up the ringing the way I'd like it to. So we'll see how this works out. I'll be watching the playback to kind of see how it all sounds, and see where we can improve. Hopefully next time it's been in the budget for me to buy the nicer camera. So that will be less of an issue, especially where the way my office is set up with the glare. I definitely need a decent camera on that. So any suggestions, anything like that, please go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know, reach out. But we're going to go ahead and do a 10 bell salute here. And again, while I'm doing this, I invite you to just be, just exist, focus on those senses. Don't, allow those thoughts to come in and go. don't acknowledge them, don't think on them, don't perseverate on them. We're really working on taking a moment to be mindful, to just exist, to give our brain a reprieve from the rigors and stress of the found. I do it like this, might be able to pick it up better. So here we go. Now, when I get a better one, the resonance there will definitely be much different. Hopefully, that'll be in the cards too if I can continue to kick this stuff off. Well, I have made it 23 minutes. That is a lot longer than I thought I would. The goal was to do an hour. I don't know if I'm ever going to hit that, but we're going to keep trying. I think for the first one in a few weeks, this isn't too bad. And now the trick is going to be working to be more consistent with it. So hopefully somewhere somebody sees this, allows to comment, to give me some positive feedback and critiques. Continue to find ways to refine my ability to connect and teach mental health and relate, and get this wonderful stuff that I've learned out there and get people healing. You know, this world needs a healing. It needs a sparkle to it. So let's work hard to make our corner of it sparkle. And if I do that and I make my corner sparkle and you make your corner sparkle, maybe we can make Western PA sparkle. Maybe we can make PA entirely sparkle. Maybe we can extend that to the entire United States, right? But it all starts on our individual level, on taking care of business for ourselves, or making those investments in ourselves, right? So thank you for tuning in. If anyone ever does, this has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate your time today. Hopefully I'll do this again soon and it become a weekly thing, and we get some healing in. All right, you guys have a good one. Enjoy the day. Peace.